Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our webinar tonight, which is very exciting. It's all about social media and creating video content on your phone. We've got Brees here, who's going to be our presenter for tonight. Anna is a former BBC and ITV journalist. She started teaching clients how to film and edit using their mobile devices from 2017. She's an expert in this field and is excited to share her tips and tricks of the trade with us. So, Anna, without any further ado, welcome. Thanks so much for joining us, and we're looking forward to learning the tricks of the trade with you.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. And thank you for inviting me to do this. So we're going to be talking for an hour. I have been doing this since 2017, that's correct. And really, I could see how incredibly powerful these mobile devices were going to be and how we were all producing our own content. And I got into it really at the right time, I think, and grew my channels and learned so much about all of the different platforms and how to create great video that stands out, because we're all content creators. So I've learned a lot about marketing over the last few years. So a lot of you, I'm sure, will be interested in that, but also storytelling. And I think we're merging between journalism and marketing a little bit at the moment. My background was in journalism, but it's how do we get people to watch your content? How do we create great professional looking video content? So I'm going to be sharing my PowerPoint for a short period, and then I'm actually going to be connecting my mobile and showing you some of the latest editing apps and what you can do with AI, because it has completely blown me away over the last sort of 3 or 4 months. The features, the AI features, because I've been struggling for years with things like subtitles and getting good lighting and stabilization, and AI can correct a lot of that now. So I hope that's going to be exciting for you to see that. And the apps aren't expensive, and a lot of them are free. And I've just moved from KineMaster to something called CapCut. So at the end, we're going to have some questions. I'm going to leave as much time as I possibly can, but let's get started, everyone. I can see you've got 48 people have joined. So I'm just going to share my PowerPoint, and then I'm going to be sharing my mobile. So we're going to actually be having a look at how to edit. Okay, so 1 moment. Let's hope this works. Give me a shout if it doesn't. Right, it wants to share I don't want to share my screen. Sorry, I don't want to share my mobile. I want to share the PowerPoint. So hopefully you can see all of this. So we're going to be talking about the latest apps, really, about AI. Give me a shout if you can't see it. So this is what I used to do. I used to be a presenter, and now I'm presenting on my mobile. You know, I can turn my mobile device into an auto cue. Everyone's having a go at it. Vertical videos become really popular. If you're a coach or an influencer, or you're the brand, it's a personal brand, I really do recommend doing vertical. If you're doing it for an organization, then be looking more at long form and landscape. You're filming somebody else or something else in storytelling, but we're going to be covering that. So now I run a company called Brees Media, and I teach in central London. I do some online training as well. If you find this interesting and you want to learn more, then do get in touch. I'm going to be doing an online workshop next week, actually. So if any of you want to learn more. So these two are the big apps that I'm using now. I don't know if any of you are using BigView or CapCut. They're very similar. I've recently moved to, I did use iMovie years ago. Then I went over to KineMaster. Oh, and I loved KineMaster. But I really had to make the move to CapCut. The editing app I would recommend is CapCut, because it's got everything. BigView is very similar, but you can do, you've got the mobile version, and you can also use both of these on a desktop as well, depending on what you prefer, how you prefer to edit. So just quickly, direct broadcasting is very popular. So we've got the opportunity of producing and publishing to our own channels, but also, you know, working with and getting in the local newspaper, the local radio. They're both important, and it's important to have a strategy, I think, where you're approaching both. Obviously, it's a level playing field when it comes to the media now, really. I mean, look at this. These are the figures for the UK on terrestrial TV viewing. This is the Broadcasters Audience Research Board, the top 30 programmes. And it's mainly entertainment. The traitors, you guys wouldn't know about these programs. And the most watched news program is on 6 o'clock in the evening on the BBC, and it's always on a Monday or Tuesday, and that hasn't changed. But look at those figures. Those are the top figures for terrestrial TV viewing. And then you've got the likes of people like Mr. Beast on YouTube, and he can get 10 million views in 10 minutes. That video that you can see called Squid Game in Real Life, I watched that with my son, and literally, yeah, it had 10 million views in 10 minutes. He's a global media brand. and we're all starting to watch the same thing. You have a huge population in the world of 7.8 billion people, and 4.8 billion of them are on social media. And I'm doing this conference, this webinar with you guys now, the other side of the world, and that's the world we're in now. We can reach that many people on social media, which I call new media. Just be very mindful about which platform you're spending your time on. You've got to find the right platform. So Twitter's great for politics and journalism. It's great for me for finding journalists, directing messaging and getting hold of journalists and people. I find it's very useful. But which one actually is the biggest? Make sure you invest your time in the right platforms. For you guys, I would definitely say it would be Instagram and TikTok and YouTube. But just be mindful of how big each one of these are, because I've spent a lot of time on Twitter. And if I'd invested that much time in YouTube or Facebook, it would have been a better return on my investment in terms of time, because these are the numbers. So Twitter is really not as big as the others. Instagram is growing. YouTube and Facebook are still the big ones. So just be mindful, if you're spending a lot of time creating content and talking to your audience, choose the right platform, the platform which is going to be right for you. So if you're a coach and you want to reach people to do face-to-face coaching locally, you would be looking at something like Facebook and boosting locally to the area. So just be mindful of your global active monthly users. These are the big, Facebook and YouTube are the big ones, but TikTok and Instagram as well. Twitter isn't so big, but it's good for politics. It's good for getting hold of people. And I'm just going to mention this now because I've mentioned Twitter. Journo requests. This is really useful for me here in the UK anyway. If you go into Twitter and you put hashtag journo request, loads of journalists on there are looking for case studies, and it's a great way of getting free publicity. And it could be anything. There's all sorts on there, and they're regularly coming up. So I work for the BBC or I work for the Mail, and I'm looking for a case study on menopause or starting up your own business, that kind of thing. So journal requests on Twitter is a really good one. So are you the main focus? So what type of video content are you creating? So are you the brands? You're an influencer, or are you creating video content for an organization? Just be mindful of that. And I think a lot of you will be the influencer. You will be the focus of the brand. Grow your audiences and really take the time to reply to messages. If any of you are on Facebook, there's something called the professional dashboard, where they will give you video training videos and give you exactly what they want from you in order to grow. So replying to comments is very important. It means that your Facebook then elevate you and you're seen by more people by talking to your audience. If people message you, message back, then you have that building up that relationship with your community, and they'll keep coming back. So I do take the time to listen to and comment and reply to my audience and grow. It's like growing a plant, and you think, I've done this great video, plonk it out there. You've got to do it on a regular basis, which is what's mobile video so great. This is the kind of video that you're doing on the go. You're filming it, editing it, and getting it out on the same day. It's not your big budget fancy video that's often done in landscape, where you pay a production company to come in and maybe it goes on your website and it's up there for years. This is your video that you're producing on the go on your mobile. And I've topped and tailed a soundbite walking up the stairs and got it out and published it. So that's what we are, producing that kind of content. You can record in high definition. The mobiles are always on us. You're in control of the content. It's affordable and quick. So, that's really what I teach. It's very expensive to do. I mean, this is the amount of money you have to pay if you wanted to hire here in the UK a company just to do video testimonials. And we can do that ourselves using a tripod and a microphone, which I'm going to come to in a minute, and using our mobiles. And my friends, journalists that I work with, are still in touch with them, and they're filming and editing on a mobile, and their content is going straight onto the television. And it's been like that really since 4 or 5 years. In Cardiff, there was a court reporter. He was filming his iPhone X. I remember that very clearly. So we need to learn how to do it. That's what I'm here for, to show you. 50% of video views happen with the sound off. So subtitles are important. You've got to grab people's attention. And it's getting harder. I used to produce really good video, and it really stood out, especially on LinkedIn. People started doing a lot of, it was very much piece to camera, a bit wobbly, not a lot of focus, but it was quite exciting and new 5 years ago and unusual, but it's not anymore. So you've got to get good at this to stand out. So people are scrolling through. Well, how are you going to grab their attention? How are you going to get them to turn the sound on? You have got to think about what, first of all, these are the different formats. So with the editing app, I'm going to be using CapCut. It's very easy to change aspect ratio. Landscape clearly doesn't look as big, does it? When you're scrolling, you can see that it's not going to stand out in the same way square vertical would. I really would recommend you look at vertical. Vertical is really is on trend, and it fits on every platform apart from YouTube. So vertical really is the video content style or aspect ratio I would personally be focusing on, or square. So long form storytelling, long form is great for YouTube or for your website. Short form, under a minute. If you're going over a minute, you need to start telling a story. But if you're starting out, and maybe you guys are already producing video a lot anyway, but 60 seconds is a good sort of duration for videos. But like I said, over 60 seconds, you really need to start telling a story. You have to stand out. So these are 3 hooks I hope you'll find useful. Desire, fear, and intrigue. Desire, fear, and intrigue are great hooks getting people to watch. So writing a really good headline. So something that you write, text introduction, before you play the video. Desire, fear, and intrigue. And just having that little think about what you're going to write is the headline. We're going to come back to this in a minute. Video to feast on is your long form, which is your YouTube. This is great for tutorials. So my online tutorials, they're all in landscape. It's anything you're watching that's long, basically. And it's when you've got a reputation, you've built up that brand, people look forward to your content. You don't just have a few seconds to grab their attention. This is a long form. You do that in landscape. So you're filming and editing like that. If you're doing short form and it's for Reels or TikTok or Instagram, you need to film and edit everything vertical. Yeah, so I've just covered that. Facebook boosting, if you're not doing it, especially if you are trying to reach a local audience, I've found it a very good return on investment. So if you've got a Facebook page, you've got the opportunity to boost. So I created a local program and I spent about £80 boosting it to this local area, and it got a great response. I think we reached 20,000 people. Now, the local paper, they only sell 2,000 copies of the local paper here, but I reached a huge number of people. But it was interesting, it was valuable. It wasn't an advert, it was valuable, interesting content. It was a story. And I boot just a little bit of a boost. So you think how much it would have cost me to leaflet this area. 20,000 people it reached. That's pretty much everyone in the area that's on Facebook. So it was a really good reach. So think about Facebook boosting. Also have a look at your analytics and see how long people are watching for. As you can see, my audience retention dropped off here. So it's why I would recommend sort of shorter form in vertical now for platforms where people are grazing and they're keeping their mobiles upright. The introduction is so important. So please take your time to think about that. So I produced a video for LinkedIn and I put, can you create professional video on your mobile after a one-day course? Now, I got lots of people watching that, and I filled all my workshops for months off the back of that. If I put, we had a great time in Midsummer Norton this week training, that's not going to get people to watch. It's obvious, but it's really important. If I put together a video now on LinkedIn, for example, what are the very latest features of AI? You know, I'm teaching something valuable. I'm thinking about a really great introduction that's going to get people to watch my video. Take your time to do that. This is an example of a poor headline. I'm not going to read it out. It's very wordy, but I didn't even get the point. You know, keep it short, hook people in. Don't forget lives. Lives do really well. 3 times longer. People spend 3 times longer watching a live. When I post a live, I do a live with my Facebook, I definitely get better. I would agree, about three times longer people watch the live videos. And it's really important that you interact when you're doing a live. Go live at the same time every week if you can. I was watching a lady's Facebook. She sells clothes. So every Monday and Friday, she goes live at 4 o'clock. And she's got something new to talk about, a collection. She's sitting there with a friend, and it's a consistency there. And she gets the same people coming in and tuning in to watch the lives and ask questions. really valuable as I'm coming towards the end of this part here is to observe your own behavior. It's something that I've found to be one of the most valuable tips I can give you, really, because I'll think to myself, why did I watch that? Why did I continue to watch it? Why did I comment? And why did I share? And I'll remember and I'll copy that. So I very often, oh, I've watched that because it's got a large number of views, or I'm watching that because it had a really great pull. It really pulled me in. It was a really clever hook. So the text introduction is really important. The duration, how long it is, who's posting it, and observe why you commented and shared and watched something, and copy that. Copy what you like. Video structures. I've just posted this on LinkedIn today. So obviously, a lot of us just open our mobile and just start talking, and we're not really thinking about the story structure, the video structure. So these three are really good ones. The hero's journey. So identifying the hero, what's their goal, their conflict, their mentor, their allies, the enemies, and the solution. That's a really good way of pulling people into the story. Or problem solution. So for me, have you tried lots of different mobile kit? The microphones have been letting you down. These are my top 5 recommendations. Or what's the best budget microphone for less than £20? That's a problem, and I provide a solution. And then the inverted pyramid is a really good catchy headline right at the back, the beginning, a hook. This is very much journalism style, and then you provide the detail. But those 3 video structures you can read more about. But I was reading about that today, and I found that was very useful in thinking of structuring your video. Well, we're just going to go on to some kits. So I don't know, I see all the time people doing videos, and some very high profile influencers, as well as celebrities. They don't use a microphone. Really important. Sound, sunlight, steady. So really good quality sound, light, and steadiness, which comes from a tripod or a gimbal. So I'm just going to show you. So sound, I'm going to talk to you quickly about the different microphones I use. Now, you might want to use wireless, the golfing community. So I did some training with a lady called Sarah Bennett, who was a former captain of the PGA in the UK. So she's got a wireless microphone, and she's getting on really well with it. The problem I have with my wireless is I like to be able to click something in, and I know that audio is not going to let me down. Whereas if it's wireless and the Bluetooth connection is lost, you'll then lose your audio. So for me, I've always preferred to have a microphone that I've actually physically put into my device. So these are the ones I'd recommend. If you can see, hopefully you can see me as well. The Boya lapel microphone is a good budget version. I hope you guys can get hold of this where you are in South Africa. But it's about £14, which I guess is about $18. But the Boya lapel microphone is very good. Again, it goes straight into the device. If you've got a little bit more, if you can afford more, this Rode and Sennheiser are really good mates. Rode, this microphone's arrived today. The Smart Lav is a little bit more. It's £45. Then you need to buy the extension cable. So altogether, it comes in at about £75. So those are the 2 lapel microphones that I would recommend. You've also got a handheld microphone here, which is on my kit list. So my website is called breesmedia.co.uk/kit list, where there's links to all of these items. I'm just going to come down here. So the Boya lapel microphone, which I've just shown you there. Then there's the Smart Lav. And then for stabilization, I recommend the Amazon Basics tripod. The more money you spend, the heavier the tripod. And if you can afford something heavier, then great, because it's less likely to blow over in the wind. But with your tripods, you've got to buy a mount as well. And again, they're not expensive, about £7 for a mount to put on the tripod to put your mobile in. You will also need, so if you've got an iPhone, you'll need a headphone to lightning jack. And if you've got an Android, you'd need this USB-C heads jack adapter. So with your microphone, if you've got an older Android, such as a Samsung, they'll just go straight in. So it just depends which mobile you've got. You might need to get the adapters as well. So I've got an iPhone 13, and I need the headphone to lightning jack to attach my microphone. Now, when you're using a microphone, whether you're adding a voiceover or you're putting it on your jumper, make sure you feed it up jumper here, so the cable's not visible, and you want to have it about a hand's width away from your mouth. Whether you're holding it to record a voiceover or whether you're putting it on your clothes. So that's what I would recommend in terms of sound. It makes a huge difference. If you're in a noisy room, you have to have a microphone. If you're in a quiet room and the mobile is no more than an arm's width away, you don't need a microphone. But it does give your video a professional lift. So I do recommend it. Any sort of background noise it will remove. And the other thing is, it's quite nice to have a background noise. If you're at an event or if you're walking along the street, it gives a bit of atmosphere. A lot of videos are done in a plain environment, in a quiet room. You want depth of field as well. You don't want to be doing your videos against a blank wall. So it gives a little bit of movement, character to your videos if there are people and sound in the background, but you need a microphone. When it comes to the lighting kit, I don't use anything. I really like natural light. It's very flattering. If you're filming in the day, you can work with natural light. Obviously, you just need to make sure that you're not filming into the sun. The sun needs to be on the objects, which we call bum to the sun. So it's just like you're taking a photograph. So the light needs to be on you if you're doing a piece to camera, or on the person that you're filming. And if you are filming at home and you don't have a lot of natural light, then you might want to look at investing in some lighting equipment. But it can be quite heavy. It's the kind of thing you have at home, maybe if you're doing sort of pieces to camera or training or anything online. And you just want to have that professional lift of having some lighting kit. But lugging it around with you is not something you probably want to do. You can buy these small lights that just attach to your mobile that can give you just a little bit of a lift. But like I said, if you utilize natural light and you're filming in the daylight, you don't really need them. I haven't needed them. 3 types of shot you need to get: the wides, mids, and close-ups. So you're holding your device still. The movement's happening in the shot. You're not moving your mobile. So you're keeping your mobile still. You're filming for 3 or 4 seconds wide. Then you're filming mids, and then you're filming close-up. And it's the close-ups people don't tend to get. That adds intrigue, and it really, those varieties of wide, mids, and close-ups really will add the texture and professionalism to your videos and make a huge difference. Changing shots every 2-3 seconds, but not moving your mobile, keeping your mobile still. The movement happens in the edits. And really, the reason we do that is how our eyes work. So say, for example, all of you were in a room and I was doing a conference and I walked into the room. The first thing I would do is take in the wide. I would take in the whole room, and then I would start to focus. Maybe 5 people over there, 5 people over there, and then close-ups of people's faces. So that's really why we film like that: wide, mids, and close-ups. So we need to be courageous, confident, and creative. The trends for 2024, TikTok have got a great report, and I absolutely agree with this. They call it creative bravery. We have to do more to stand out, being authentic, being ourselves, being creative and brave. And a lot of my students, they learn the skills of creating video, but they need to kick up the bum really to go out and come up with some great ideas and go out and start doing filming. So what I'm going to do now is finish this PowerPoint presentation and move over to my mobile. So we're actually going to have a look at doing some editing and all those fantastic AI features. I could come back to this, but if you want to just make a note of this, there's a free Udemy course. All my videos are on there. The only thing with my Udemy course is there's 2 modules on the editing app KineMaster, and I've now moved over to CapCut. But the rest of it you'll find really useful and really relevant. They're short videos, free to watch, and they'll just give you all a lot more information and detail on what I've been talking about today. Also to mention the app BigVoo, which we're going to be looking at. I'm friends with BigVoo. It's a great app, and if you want 25% off, use the code BREES25. Okay, so I'm just going to come back. Hopefully you can all see me. And now I'm going to do the magic bit, and I'm going to connect my mobile. We're going to have a look at some of those editing apps I recommend, and the auto cue features and all of the other things. Okay, so I'm going to, hopefully this should work, share the
Anna,
screen.
just a quick one. So I've got a question here from Nicholas Swart. Is it okay if he just quickly ask his question while
It
we
is.
change over?
It feels weird not hearing you guys, so please do. That would be great.
Nicholas, you can just unmute yourself and ask your question, please.
Sorry, guys, I raised my hand by mistake. It wasn't. I didn't have a question. Not yet. Sorry.
Okay, we'll wait to the
No
end.
worries.
There's no one else, is there?
Thank you.
Not at the moment, eh?
Cool. Right, you'll probably have some questions after this bit. This is the cool bit. So guys, you probably are. I don't know if you're filming already. You might already be using iMovie or KineMaster, or there's lots. But CapCut, actually, it was my golfing lady that started using CapCut. All of the children, I went to a school and I asked the children, are they editing? They were all using CapCut, and 80% of them were editing, filming and editing with their mobile, which is just incredible. So I don't know how old you guys are watching, but the people I teach are sort of, I don't know, over 30, and they don't know how to edit, not all of them. They've had a go. So hopefully now you should be able to see my screen. So I'm just going to go into my photos. I filmed the cats earlier. I filmed my cats, and I filmed, just for you to show you, to give you an idea. So that's a wide. I wanted to show you that's a mid frame of the cat. And then there's the close up. Okay, so when I say close up, I really do mean close up. Okay, so again, there's another cat. I've got 3 cats. There's a slight delay in it coming through to you, I think. So the wide shot, that's a wide shot of the cat. Okay, and then there should be a close up of the cat. So that's what you're doing. You're holding your device, just capturing 3 or 4 seconds, keeping it still, but getting those wide, mids, and close-up shots. And then when you bring them into the edit, it looks really professional. So whenever you go out filming and you're filming an event, or you always get these shots, wide, mids, close-ups, and then look for anything that catches your eye, because if it catches your eye, it will catch the audience's eye. That's really important. Anything in a room that catches your eye, that's what you should be filming. Okay, so the app I'm going to be using, I'm going to be showing you 2. So first of all, I'm going to go into BigVoo. There's a slight delay. So this is BigVoo, and with a lot of these apps, you press that plus sign at the bottom, and then you can either record, you can create your own script where it says new script, or you can use AI Magic Writer and it will create a script for you. And I'm just going to show you really quickly. So there's a desktop version of this and an app version. So if we're going to use AI Magic Writer, we press that next. It's all very straightforward. The 2 I use here is pitch my business or news to share. And the way that AI writes it's fantastic, I think, because it knows how to speak to your audience when you have a particular goal or something you want to achieve. So if I put pitch my business, tell me in 10 words about your business. So let me see if this works. I teach people how to create professional content using their mobile device. So that's all I did. Gave it a few words. I've done them much longer than that before. An AI Magic Writer will generate your script, and these are getting better all the time. And it's then you can make some changes if you want to. Just have a little quick read through that. And then if you're happy with it, you can either edit it or press shoot. Now, this is using AI to write your script. When you press shoot, you've then turned your device into an auto cue. So if you press that, if I press that red record button now, things to be aware of are the speed. So my speed, I think it's about 230 words a minute. When you get your speed, you can just adjust it and it will always stay that speed. You may want to also change the font size. So once you've done that, you literally press the red button there at the bottom and start reading. So it gives you a countdown. Hello, I'm Anna Brees. I specialize in teaching individuals how to produce high quality content using their mobile devices. And then press, I'm not going to do it all. You press the red button again, and you've got these features. Now, this BigVoo app will correct your eyes. Can you see where it says eye contact fix? This is a new. So if you aren't looking into the camera, because one of the big problems with an autocue or a teleprompter is you look like you're reading. So we can correct that eye contact with BigVoo. That's a paid feature. You can use a lot. You can use the teleprompter for free with BigVoo, but that eye fix, I think you have to pay for. But you've got the option then to share that and add subtitles as well. So if you can see down the bottom here, if you want to add subtitles, so you put style with captions. You can either have the captions highlighted or not highlighted. And then that will just save for you in the app. Now, if you use BigVoo on a desktop, you've got access to layers as well. So it has stock footage. So it's got an account with Pixabay, and a few others, I think. So if you wanted to layer over with certain video clips, stock footage, you could do that. So while you're talking, you're layering it with something else. Is it paused on the screen? It's frozen a bit, but on my screen, it works. And then you just literally, just trying to see if this is going to connect. You just press next. It's very straightforward. And you save that to your camera roll. So that's how you turn your device. That's how you basically use BigVoo. I'm going to just stop that and come back in because it's frozen. The screen's frozen. 1 second. Right, let's try that again. Right, I'm coming back into my mobile now, so sharing my screen. So BigVoo is great. I recommend BigVoo as a teleprompter, but also, like I said, you can add music, you can add your logo, you can add layers. So it's not just talking to camera, you can put your layers over so you continue to hear the person, but you layer over them. But this as the other app I'd recommend. So that's BigVoo. The other one I'm using all the time is CapCut, okay? So I'm going to open up CapCut. I don't know if any of you are using CapCut. There's a few things I want to show you and go through here. So this is what it looks like when you open it. I think it's about £7 a month, but you get free 7 days. So do have a go on the free trial and see how you get on. I really would recommend this app. It's just incredible. So here, if the top right-hand corner, if you press that question mark symbol, you will see beginner's guide, and there's loads of videos. So I really recommend, when it's the first time you open CapCut, go and have a look at them, because it will tell you how to use CapCut. Basically, they're really fantastic videos. They're quite quick, but they're really professional, and they'll summarize everything. So just to recap, it's the beginner's guide, and you access the beginner's guide by pressing that question mark symbol. So just to mention that, and if I press expand, if you can see where it says expand in the top right hand corner, we've got a teleprompter. So that's exactly the same as BigVoo, which is why you don't necessarily need BigVoo. You can use CapCut if you do feel like using a teleprompter. I'm going to show you that very quickly now. So if we press teleprompter, so it's very similar. If you go to the little symbol of a pen with a blue dot, and then go to press on AI Writer, this is where it will generate your script for you. So let me just put clear all. So we've got no script whatsoever. I'm going to click on AI Writer. I'm going to put how to make a cake. And press the blue button there just to, so it's finding inspiration, it's writing. There you go, it's written a script there on how to make a cake. So it's very similar to BigVoo and AI Magic Writer. I'm going to press use script now, and then I'm going to put done. And we've got exactly the same as BigVoo. It's turning my device into an auto cue. So I'll need to change it. I don't want it to be 15 seconds. That's a long script. So I just need to change it to 3 minutes at the bottom. Can you see there? Multi-clips and one shot. I wouldn't worry too much about that. I'm going to keep it on multi-clips. So if I press that green button in the bottom, so on BigVoo it was red, I'm going to press that green button. I'm going to get a countdown. It's exactly the same. Hello, today I'm going to show you how to make a delicious cake from scratch. Making a cake is quite simple and rewarding, so let's get started. First, gather your ingredients, 2 cups of all-purpose flour. Right, there we go. So that gives you an idea. You press tick. Now that was way too fast, that script. Right, that was too fast. So you would want to change these the speeds. Can you see the settings symbol? So not the symbol with the blue dot. To the right of that, there's like a hexagon. Is it a hexagon? I'm not very good, or a pentagon. If you press on that, you can change the speed there. Okay, and the font size. So that's where you'll be able to find the adjustments. So this is a teleprompter within CapCut that you may want to use. Okay, so I'm just going to close that down. Save as draft. Okay, come out of that. So there it is, down in the project area, what I've just done using that teleprompter, I'm just going to show you again. Where you see it's press expand. Now you've got a lot of other features here using AI. So AI posters, AI models, have a look at them. Basically, they create video smart ads for you using AI. So you can just put in the whole script yourself, just a few ideas, and it will go and find, AI will go and find the stock footage, the video footage to go with what you've written. It will even give you a presenter if you want, an AI model. See here, that will read it out for you. I don't know if people are really going to warm to this though. I don't know how popular it's going to be. I mean, I have had a little play with it, and you know, I think we're going to be really more drawn to people talking to camera, really being themselves and authentic and human, because the AI certainly doesn't feel like that. But it is very quick to produce smart ads and video using AI, AI voices, AI models, AI stock footage, AI script writing. But I think we want authenticity now, but do have a play with it. For me, the teleprompter is great. And I do like the way it can write a script for you, because for me, sometimes I can get lost in my own world and stop thinking about my customer or my audience and what they might want. And AI is very good at really realizing and focusing on what the audience wants and how to reach them. What I am going to show you now is the edits. So these are all my projects. I'm going to start a new project. So that's all the AI features. Go and have a play with those. I'm now going to create a new project, okay, show you some basics of editing with CapCut. So go to new project. I'm going to just drop in the shots of the cat. So there's the wide, press add. Okay, can you see that's dropped down? Now I'm going to press the plus symbol on the right there, just to add some more media. So it tells me that that one's been added. Can you see where it says added? Now I'm going to press that one, which is the, so that's the wide, that's the mid, and then I'm going to press plus again. And where's my close-up? And there's the close-up. I'm going to add that one. So can you see now I put these three together? If I press play, you'll see what I mean. So there's the wide, there's the mids, and there's the close-up. So if I wanted to now, I could add a voiceover to this, I could add text, I could add music. Can you see down the bottom? Now, I haven't got time to go through all of these, but there's no story with this at the minute. It's just a picture of a cat, so it's a little bit boring. So it does need something. So so if you go to add audio, you've got the option to add your voice, you've got the option to add music, and you can make that video a little bit more interesting. What I wanted to show you, and what I really do like about CapCut, is this aspect ratio. So at the bottom right, where you see aspect ratio, if you click on aspect ratio, it will enable you to change this landscape video, which I filmed of the cat, into a square, or you could potentially change it to a vertical TikTok. I'll press that now, because what you'll see is putting a landscape video into a vertical template makes it quite granular. The quality is not great, but it would work in a square. So I'm just clicking along these. If I'm just move along now, you'll be able to see. So it's great for YouTube. You see the YouTube symbol, because I filmed it in landscape. It could be published for YouTube. But if I wanted to change the aspect ratio to square, so it looks bigger and it stands out more on a device, I would be able to do that very quickly. So just to recap, in the bottom right-hand corner, where it says aspect ratio, that's where you can change your videos. So if you filmed it in landscape, you can put it in a square and it will stand out a lot more. And obviously you've got the features of text. And again, an AI writer there, which you can do, or just add your own text. This is my cat. Okay. And then you'll see those layers, those text layers below. And you can obviously add more text further along. Music as well. So you've got AI character here. Let me press the AI character. That lady now. So we've got these different people here that can stand in front of your video and talk. There we go. So there's a character added there, and you can get them to say whatever you want. So it's pretty phenomenal. Now I'm going to just show you a few others. So have a little play with that. When you when you highlight, when you touch on a clip, it will give you all of the options below of what you can do to it, which is very, very straightforward. The ones I tend to use are splits. Split's very useful because that enables you to, if I press split, it enables you to select, so I can put that in the bin. It just splits the clip up and makes it shorter. So I use splits. I definitely use audio. I use splits. I don't really use speed. I've used delete. So you can see all along the bottom here all the different features. When you're not selected, that's where you can see aspect ratio and overlay. Overlay is very useful as well. What I'm going to do is shut down that project now, and I'm going to go to this one here that I recorded earlier. So I'm going to press save. Okay, I'm just going to show you. So this is the kind of video. I'm going to press edit in the bottom left-hand corner there. Okay. So this is the kind of video that you guys might produce. If you are an influencer, if you're filming in vertical, you're talking to camera, they don't have the iFix. I don't believe they have the iFix on CapCut. So you can't fix your eye gaze. So when you're using the auto cue on CapCut, you really do need to try and keep your eyes into the lens. It's very important that you have that correct eye gaze because you're connecting with your audience and it builds trust. So best as you can, try not to look like you're reading, although I can appreciate that's difficult. So these are the options I want to show you now. You've just created a video in vertical to camera, either using an auto cue teleprompter or just writing your own script or just speaking. You know, very often I will have an idea, I will feel inspired, and I'll pick up my mobile and I'll speak from the heart. Something that I'm really passionate about, and that really does shine through. And that is a very popular style. Obviously, you've got to think about what is the purpose of this video that I'm creating and what is the call to action. But I think if you're animated and passionate, that really does shine. It's great. I definitely do use teleprompter as well. But also there's a place for just picking up your mobile and really speaking from the heart about something that you're passionate about. So you've created your video in vertical. You've dropped it in here. So you created a new project and you've dropped it in here. I just want to show you some of the features that I would use. So do you remember 50% of the content's watched with the sound off? So I'll show you how you can add text subtitles very quickly. So again, you've got aspect ratio, but if you filmed it in vertical, I wouldn't change the aspect ratio. So if we go to text, if you see, I just press text. And you go to auto captions. Can you see where it says auto captions? It's very, very quick and simple. You have all of these different styles of auto captions. So find the style you like. Let's go for this one here, shall we? So I've just clicked on that and then I press generate. What's happened with subtitles now and AI is how accurate and quick they are. It has blown me away. So it's done. That's done now. So if I press play, you should be able to see the subtitles. So as quick as that. So just to recap, I pressed the undo button. You see the undo button. So just to recap on how I did that, is I went to text, add text. Wait there, sorry, wrong one. I went to auto captions. I found the style I liked. Oops, different one there. And then I press generate. It identifies the pauses as well. So if there's any ums or pauses, it will give you the option to take those out as well automatically. And it will choose whether you want to take out just the caption where you went or whether you want to take the audio in the caption out as well. So you can add your captions like that. And I'm just going to show you a few other things that I found very useful. If you like touch on that clip, so can you see it's gone white? If you like touch on that clip, the other features that I like, which I have used, stabilization. You see where it says stabilize? So you've just got to lift that up. So at the moment it's on none. So I would go to recommended there and tick. that stabilizes your shot. So if you've got a little bit of a wobble and you've not used a tripod, it will keep the camera still. So that's very useful, stabilize. If you haven't got a tripod, if you're not using a tripod. And the other one that I like is makeup. So if you light touch again on that clip and go to retouch, can you see where it says retouch? It's stuck. I need to get it to catch up. So I'm just going to come out again and go back in. It's just got stuck. Right, we've got 15 minutes, so I'm nearly coming to the end of this and we'll be ready for questions. And I hope you found it useful. I usually do this course over 2 days. I'm doing it very, very quickly here just to give you all a taster. So let's just go back in because I just want to show you the makeup, stabilization, the makeup. They're all very, very, very useful. Hopefully we should be going back in now. Okay. Right, so here we are back on this. So as I was just saying, if you press on the clip, the piece to camera, and you go to retouch, can you see retouch bottom? And press face. You can add makeup, you can smooth your skin. And I'll go to makeup now. Also, yeah, you can just get rid of the shadows, just make yourself look better, basically. If I press on one of these makeups here, Sugar Plum, I look great. I don't look too good, but you just got to tone it down a bit. If I press play now, I turn it up. It's more of a makeup effect. There we go. So I've turned that up. There's a different one there. I don't think my audience for that was a bit too much. But all I'm saying is have a look at the face and the options of smoothing and retouching, and then just be aware that you can make it very, very subtle. You don't have to have it really made up. So the stabilization is really, really useful. Let me come back. I've never had a look at the body one. But so just to recap, it's pretty phenomenal. Let me come back. Also in the top left-hand corner, if you can see it, there's like a little graduation hat next to the red fire symbol. Again, that's got video tutorials and questions. So if you were looking at this and thinking, oh, I really would like to add an AI presenter, how do I do that? Or how do I add music or fade music or change the volume over the course of the whole edit? You can go to the tutorial in the top left-hand corner and it will show you short videos on what to do. So it's pretty fantastic. So just to recap, what I would recommend you do when you open CapCut is go to the top right-hand corner with that question mark symbol, have a look at the beginner's guide and watch some of those videos just to get you started. The AI features you are able to see if you press that button where it says expand. The one I showed you was teleprompter, but there's lots of others here. Really good fun to have a play with. If you want to use AI, creating AI models, AI posters, smart ads, it can create a whole video for you with stock video footage just from a few ideas. That's literally all you need to put in. If you're creating a new project from scratch, this is where you press new project here in the blue. And this is when you can bring in your media. So I did that by bringing in pictures of the cat. So we had the wide, the mid, and the close-up, which I dropped down into the timeline here. And just to remember, if you light touch on a clip, those below are all the options of what you can do with it. Okay, and then you just light touch back to get back onto that screen. So going back into the vertical video, which is really good if you're an influencer, if you're talking to camera. We just covered text. If you press text, you've got auto captions, which is where we added those subtitles very quickly. I looked at stabilization as well. There's lots of other great things on here. You can put on a big symbol saying, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, all sorts of things. So we also looked at stabilize. Let me find stabilize. We looked at retouch, the makeup, and we looked at stabilized. And it's got all sorts of AI features where it will follow your face if you're moving around. So you're on the stage, it will be able to follow your face around. So that's CapCut. And I don't think there's anything else. Image enhancements could be very good as well. So if you film something in 720, it's a bit grainy, you've got the option of enhancing it. I mean, it's not going to look 4K or incredible, but it will look better. So these are some of the features in CapCut. And I've got CapCut Pro, but you can use it for free. If you're using it for free, you will have the graphic at the end where it says CapCut. But you can easily edit that out in your camera roll if you don't want to pay for the app and you want to get rid of the branding. So that is pretty much a very quick overview of the editing app CapCut. I hope you found that useful and the new AI features and the kit. So I'm going to open it up to questions now, guys, for the last 10 minutes. Right, let's have a look down here. We've only got one question. How good is the shutter speed on the app, or does it depend on the camera in case you film a golf swing in motion? Okay, right, this is a good question. So when you're filming, especially, obviously most of your video, big golfers, is going to be in vertical. I need to mention that. You wouldn't really be wanting to do too much in landscape. The only reason you would be doing landscape is obviously if you're next to somebody. I'm going to open up my camera app. So I use the native camera app. There is a filming app called Filmic Pro, which costs about £15, which enables you to change the lighting and the exposure, and it gives you a lot more control over that. But as these cameras have got more and more advanced, I'm just going to connect to it now so I can show you. The native camera apps has become so fantastic and so advanced. There isn't really any great need to use a filming app like Filmic Pro. So I'm just going to go into the, 1 second. Let's just do mirroring again. So there are a number of features with the native camera app that I would look into and explore. If you go into settings on your mobile, this is an iPhone, and you go to camera, you've obviously got the options here of how you record slow motion, if you are recording something in slow motion. So you can do it 240 frames per second. So that means you can get 240 images coming into your camera roll per second rather than 120. Again, you can record video in different frames per second. So my friend who works in television, when he films on his mobile for TV, he films in 1080 at 24 frames per second, but I can't see that as an option on mine. So I don't know how he does that. Maybe he does 4K at 24 frames per second. So if you're filming your screen and it's flickering, that's when you want to change frames per second. So if you've ever filmed your computer screen or had that strobe lighting flicking, that's a frames per second. There are lots of other features here as well. The HDR video, dynamic range, and the one that I just go to the camera. You go into your camera app. The one I quite like, I don't know if you like this look, is cinematic. So cinematic is where it blurs the background. So I tend to film in what I would recommend filming in is 1080 at 30 frames per second, because you're filming for it to be watched on a device. What's the point of filming in 4K? I guess filming in 4K would be useful if you were taking a landscape video and putting it into a portrait template. There's something else I want to show you actually, unless there's any more questions, something very quickly I wanted to show you. So there's a desktop version of CapCut as well. I'm just going to show you that now because I was playing with this today. I do everything on my mobile because I like filming and editing out and about on location. But you do have a desktop version as well, which is pretty straightforward to use. So hopefully you can all see this. So where it says AI clip shorts, this will blow you away. You can basically take any video, whether that be a drag and drop talking video here. You can take a video from your laptop, a YouTube video, it's a long video, and it will pick out what it thinks will be the most viral clips. There's another app that does this called Captions. So I did this today. I put in a 40-minute video and it created these 15 shorts. So it took the long form video, put it into a vertical template, added subtitles, and the AI even gave me a title. So where it says here, the shift from old to new media, So if you have done a long form interview on YouTube, or yeah, you've done a long tutorial, and you just think, I'm going to pop it into this AI. I mean, it's incredible. It will take what it thinks. Well, yeah. So you can take this and put it on your reels and pull people then to your long form content. So just to recap, that's the AI clip shorts there, which I just used. So AI clip shorts is definitely worth having a little play with, and that's on the desktop version of CapCut. I'm going to stop sharing now. Any more questions? No? Well, we have 5 minutes left. I hope you've enjoyed that, guys. If you do want to get in touch and learn more, then it would be great to hear from you. There's no questions at all. I'm surprised. It's very
No,
difficult to know. Some of you
we've
might
got a
already
hand
be
here.
filming loads, or some of you might be never filming at all. So it's quite difficult to tailor the training for different variety and levels of competence. But I hope you found that useful, especially the AI features. Oh, Franco, do you have a question?
Hi, Anna. Good day, and thank you for your time. Yes, what was that video where it takes a long video and split it into a bunch of small videos or short videos? What was that app's name? Sorry, I missed it.
No problem. There's two. So there's the CapCut. So I just did a demonstration of an editing app called CapCut, okay? And CapCut
Yes.
has got a desktop version, and that has it. So when you open it, here it is. Let me go back to the main screen. So if I come out back to home page. So it's got it in CapCut. It's called AI Clip Shorts. Yeah.
Clip shorts.
AI
Okay.
Clip Shorts, and that's in CapCut. But I'm also going to show you, because if this is another app that I use that does it too. Okay, so you can choose. You might have a look at the cost, see which you prefer. So let me just go into my I'm just going back into my mobile so I can show you the app that I was using, and lots of different apps. And then about 3 or 4 weeks ago, I switched to CapCut because I realized CapCut had everything in it that I was using all these different apps for. But another one here, you may prefer this one. So it's called Captions.
Captions.
This app's called Captions. Can you see it on the screen? Let me find it. You can see the symbol. Right, can you see the symbol Captions there? Top right.
Oh, yes, I see
Again,
it.
all of these apps are free to use for like 3 or 4 days. So I really would have a real play with them. So this one here, if you go to create, can you see where it says AI Shorts? The reason AI Shorts isn't highlighted is because I've stopped paying for this app because it was quite expensive, and I realized I could just use CapCut instead. But if you see where it says AI Shorts, you press that, and then it will. Can you see where it says AI Shorts Complete at the top? It takes a while, but it will give you, this one gives you about 4 or 5 clips that it believes, as it says here, your viral worthy clips are ready to view. And it will take, yeah, it's pretty phenomenal. And the way that the AI will even write you a headline, check them. So, I mean, it's put meaning of life, love, sacrifice, and caring for others. I didn't write that. Redefining expectations, John Palmer's genitive. I didn't write that. AI wrote that. So it's even writing catchy headlines as well now.
That's amazing. Sure.
Is that useful? Does that answer your question?
Yes. Thank you very much.
Fab. Well, it's 5 o'clock. Any more questions before I go?
I think you covered everything.
Do use a microphone, maybe the wireless one. Budget brand is Big Vu. Sorry, budget brand is Boya. So my golfing lady uses the Boya wireless microphone. She thinks it's fantastic, and it was £20, which is, I don't know, $25 or something like that. And again, tripods. If you use a tripod, it means your hands are free. It looks more professional. I would recommend using a tripod as well. So good luck, everyone, and I hope you've enjoyed it.
Awesome. Thank you, Anna. Thanks so much for your time. We really appreciate it. And I'm sure there's going to be a lot of social media videos coming into the into the media shortly.
Yes, it was weird because I was talking all the time, And I just hope you enjoyed it and you found it useful, and it wasn't too basic and it wasn't too advanced. But thank you for your lovely comments. I'm just reading some of your comments now. And please go and have a play. All these apps are all free for like a week. But for me, CapCut's got everything in it. So it's got the AI shorts, it's got the teleprompter, it's got the stabilization of the shots, add makeup, makes you look better. So there's lots and lots of different things in CapCut. So it's a good place to start. Okay.
Awesome.
Good luck,
Emma,
everyone.
thanks so
And
much.
I will say goodbye. I'm just seeing if there's any questions, but you said thank you. So just started using CapCut and still at the experimental stage. Yes, I've just started using CapCut, and I started using it more for AI because I used to use an app called KineMaster. KineMaster is great, but CapCut just has got the edge for me now. So do go and have a look at it. And creative treatment ideas. Oh, sorry, there is one more thing. There was an app I downloaded today that I've been playing with called Lift, L-I-F-T, and it gives you ideas on what to do. So you just, again, it's AI. So you go, I'm a mobile video trainer. What kind of content should I be producing? And it gave me a list of 20 different ideas of the types of videos I could do. So again, that was really, really useful. Because sometimes if you're struggling for inspiration, you want to create really good, valuable content for your audience. I just found that was great. Okay. Well, thank you for your lovely comments. And I will leave you all to enjoy your evening.
Thank you, Anna. Thanks so much. We appreciate it, eh?
Take care. Bye.
You too. Bye-bye.